No, I'm just kidding. Okay, recording in progress. So, what it means to be socially engaged, it refers to the active participation in our individual communities and fostering connections with others, contributing to a sense of belonging and strength of relationships among members of our community. So, it's essential for building strong, inclusive communities and promoting personal well-being. It enables people to develop meaningful relationships, expand their social networks, and overall just be a part of their community. So, as I said, belonging, community, being inclusive to others, to everyone, um, diverse, being diverse, and providing purpose to those in the community. Just gonna have to, my apologies. I just have to move these people. My apologies. As much as I want to look at you, I can't see the screen. Anyways, yeah. So how to stay socially engaged? There are many ways, of course. You may choose to join some hobby groups. You may choose to join an organization, do some group exercise in our community, which we do have. I don't know if anyone knows about the Safe Zone independent exercises or not independent, group exercises in our community. So that's one of the services we do. Yeah, so just staying involved in your community is the best way to stay socially engaged in your older years. And well, not even just your older years, just altogether at any age, even myself. So the benefits to social engagement, of course, there's many. It helps with your body, mind, and soul. It helps with your mental health. It improves your immunity. It lightens your mental health. It's very good for lowering blood pressure. It can help reduce cognitive implications such as dementia, Alzheimer's. It encourages healthy habits when you have someone doing things with you. So your nutrition, your exercise, maybe meditation, those sorts of things are very important when being socially engaged and helping us to live longer and things like that. So, yeah, those are just many of the benefits to social engagement. Why is it essential to be social? Well, just like anything else, it's just, it's as important as breathing, exercise, and nutrition. It's what we're meant to do. We're somewhat of a pack animal. We kind of survive that way. And, if we were alone, it would be much more difficult to navigate, the world. So being together is what we're meant to do as human beings. So it's just as essential as drinking, breathing, eating, and exercise. So very important. And having done so much research on this topic and coming up with this telephone reassurance program, I've really found the how it can affect your health in a very bad way, of course, given we had COVID um, to relate that to. So situations that can increase your social isolation. Um, Unfortunately, advanced age, as we get older, we lose connections. We have families that may be more busy than usual, and unfortunately, that's a burden on you know ourselves, as family members. Widowhood, losing your spouse, that's a very big one. That increases social isolation. Caregiver burnout, caregivers that put their all in all into their family members, they are struggling with social isolation as well because they're not focused on themselves, they're focused on their family members. With people with physical or mental health issues, that's another one that causes them, with a stigma of, oh, I can't do this, so then I shouldn't be social because I fear that someone may judge me on my mental health or my physical, you know, um, implications. So those are some things. LGBTQ seniors are at risk for social isolation, um, as well as those that are in poverty or are low income. They have less resources to you know contribute to their community. So that causes a lot of social isolation as well. And with that, barriers related to technology. I grew up with the the technology, and it just came naturally to me, but not for everyone. And not everyone has the access or the funds and are comfortable with the technology. So that also increases social isolation, given that we're in a virtual world now. So with that being said, we have these are some things, these are some things, not all of them, but that can happen with being socially isolated. It increases your chance for premature death, depression, anxiety, and other mental health conditions. It also reduces our sense of well-being and quality of life. It increases falls, and it also increases the use of community healthcare services like the hospital and the long-term care homes, which we're trying to step away more, to more, people staying in their homes and receiving care at home, and being, more preventative in the sense of taking care of our health before it gets to be this severe. So just a couple things here. So social isolation is as lethal as smoking 15 cigarettes a day, and is said to be worse than obesity, physical inactivity, and smoking and or drinking. So social isolation is a pretty big problem that we have in this world right now. It increases the risk for premature death by 26%, and 50% increased risk for developing dementia due to, not having a social network and not being social and engaging your mind in stimulation. So, and LGBTQ seniors are twice as likely to be socially isolated, as they are more likely to not have children or not have a great support system due to, the unfortunate ideas behind, others' opinions. Yeah, so we come to loneliness at Christmas. Sorry. So of course, Christmas is meant to be a magical time of the year, but for some it's not. It's the opposite, and it causes a lot of emotions to come up, unfortunately. Can bring up trauma from difficult Christmas times in childhood. It could be the first time you're spending the Christmas year alone, having lost someone, or you're without a loved one due to distance. It can come at the end of a difficult year, and it can be a reminder that, you don't have family togetherness, and you don't have social engagements, to go to and to do. So, you may be lacking a social aspect of Christmas time. So just understanding what triggers your loneliness at Christmas can best help to navigate the festivities this year. So that being said, we can reflect on how we felt last year. Thinking about the moments that triggered loneliness last year can help you to plan your holiday differently this year. So there is no single way to address loneliness. For some, they may long for connection, while others, prefer to be at peace with themselves. So however you choose to, spend your holidays is up to you totally. And yeah, just reflecting on how you did things last year can help you to better prepare for this year, and what you will do to, prevent yourself from feeling lonely. Sorry. Oh, there we go. Okay, so second, planning ahead. It's a important thing to create a plan to make the holiday more manageable by planning ahead. And if you have challenging family relationships, you can make a plan for how much time you want to spend with that person. You may choose a shorter time frame together by agreeing to have lunch instead of having a dinner with overnight stay, and yeah, by doing that, you're providing boundaries to yourself and to them. So planning ahead for that is very important. And not to mention planning events, even if it's not Christmas time or like the Christmas day, planning to see your friends and family, or, volunteering is a very important thing to keep you occupied during this time, to, stay connected with others and prevent, yourself from being socially isolated or lonely. By choosing to do activities that make you feel good, will make you have a more enjoyable Christmas. So, even if you don't have a totally big social network, that's okay. You can do things on your own if you're comfortable with that. Reading a good book, exercising, having a nice bath, and just enjoying the time with yourself. It can be very positive thing, and it helps alleviate feelings of loneliness. So that's a great thing to do. You could also, with Christmas, go see the lights. That brings joy to everyone. And you could sign up for an online or in-person festive workshop. You could, get involved in the community, and yeah, maybe you like to go shopping. So do those things that make you feel good. Um, Another thing you could do is volunteer to help others with your free time over Christmas. It helps to provide you with purpose and structure over your holiday days. Finding ways to help in your community can combat loneliness and also help you to develop and make new connections. So it's you're not just helping others, you're helping yourself by helping others in the sense of developing new connections. So it's a win-win for everyone. Connecting with others every day is super important. So whether that be in person, on the phone, or a video call, it's important to speak to someone at least once a day, every day over the holidays, if you can. Schedule phone calls or make plans to meet, even if it's just for a walk in the park. It's still good to get out and about and speak to other people. The weather can make it difficult, of course, but if it's important for us to try, at least to try once a day to get outside. So it's very good for our health. So yeah, if you're struggling this holiday season, it's important, it may be important for you to reach out for support from, whether it's you or it's a loved one you may be concerned about in their loneliness. It's important to get that support that you very much need during this holiday season, whether that be speaking to a doctor, seeing what's out there, what you can do to prevent your social isolation, or maybe a helpline, to support someone that may be depressed or lonely. It's important for us to do that in order to get through this difficult time. So if that's something that you need to do, then I highly recommend that. So we have the loneliness remedy. Social engagement, as I said, is just as important as eating your daily fruits and vegetables and getting exercise daily. So the loneliness remedy, it suggests that we have 5 interactions a day in order to have a positive social nutrition. So that includes joking around, expressing care to one another, having meaningful talks about life, or just catching up on the phone, see how people are doing. It makes a big difference, and it's very important that we do this on the day-to-day. So I come to you with Compassionate Community Care Calls. This is our telephone reassurance program. I have gladly been able to be a part of. I started this in August. This is when I started at the Adult Recreation Therapy Center. And so far it's been a very big success with volunteers. We were in the paper. So we were able to get more volunteers from the newspaper ad or article, sorry. So yeah, I'll just get into it a bit about the telephone reassurance program. And yeah, so the telephone reassurance program is a program for seniors 50 or over that may be at risk for being socially isolated or lonely. They may be, living at home alone or maybe with family, and they don't have a lot of interactions. They may be homebound. They may, be living in assisted living or retirement residences and aren't being as active as they could be, and they need to be more socially active. Um, so yeah, we're here to provide a weekly phone call to seniors in our community in Brantford and the county of Brant, to check in on them on a weekly basis as a wellness check-in, as well as friendly conversation, maybe provide some emotional support and find some resources in the community that can help with that individual's current situation. So, whether that be finding a new doctor or finding some physiotherapy, or maybe just Meals on Wheels for those that find it difficult to make meals now at home, but they still want to stay at home. So those are sorts of things that we would do, and I would train the volunteers to be able to provide those services. So yeah, so it's a weekly phone call. It could be more than once a week. Some people require more because they have um, they're much more socially isolated and unable to get out. So yeah, we pair up a volunteer with the individual, and we hope to keep that individual and that volunteer talking on a weekly basis, so they get to develop that connection, sorry. And yeah, so then they look forward to that phone call, and they feel supported and are able to be a part of the community. So even in the comfort of their own home. So yeah, that's about the compassionate community care calls. Another thing, so it's from the Adult Recreation Therapy Center, which is what we provided. And it was funded by the Brant United Way, as well as the Government of Canada Recovery Fund. So we were able to get funding in order to support our seniors in the community of Brant and County of Brant, sorry. So yeah. And my contact information is right here. I know Linda will have my information, as well as a brochure on the compassionate community care calls. So if you're interested in having a weekly phone call, then you can contact me. And even if you didn't want a phone call, you can contact me to be a volunteer caller if that's something that interests you. I thank you all for your time. I apologize. I may have spoken too fast. Sometimes that happens. But yeah, hopefully we got all that helpful information in there, and we can prevent social isolation for the future. Thank you very much.